Live from the headquarters of Ramsey Solutions, it's the Dave Ramsey Show, where debt is dumb, cash is king, and the paid-off home mortgage has taken the place of the BMW as the status symbol of choice. I'm Dave Ramsey, your host. You jump in. We'll talk about your life and your money. It's a free call at 888-825-5225. That's 888-825-5225. You jump in and we will talk. Sarah is with us to start off this hour in Fairfax, Virginia. Hi, Sarah. How are you?
I'm good, Dave. How are you?
Better than I deserve. What's up?
Good. So I have a circumstance that I'm in. I am a stay-at-home mom, a recent stay-at-home mom, I should say. And I started my own company. And I've been working through, I worked through your baby steps before I married my husband 2 years ago. Got myself out of $40,000 worth of debt, and then get married to a doctor who has $273,000 in student debt.
I can't breathe.
So we worked, yeah. So we worked through all of his other debts. Like we paid off, when we first got married, we paid off all of his other credit cards and everything. So really all we're looking at is this student debt. And
that's all. Yeah.
that's it. Yeah. So basically, I started my own company. I'm a property manager by trade. And so I started my own property management business in the DC area. And it is like growing very quicker than I expected. I just started in March. And here I've already made over $7,000. So, and it keeps on growing. I keep on having new customers and everything. So the other thing is, as a property manager, I own my own properties. I just sold one of my properties out of state that was one of my rental properties. And we are going to have $15,000 approximately after that closes. And so right now, because we other than the student debt, we don't have any other debt. Our cars are paid for. Right now, my business is starting up. He's making he's making big strides. He's not making what he should be making, but he's really, really trying so hard. And here I am, the money person in our family, and I'm like, okay, the next thing we have to tackle is the student debt, and he's getting very scared because it's all his. So my question to you is, right now the student debt is income-based. And income-based, they say something about 20 years that we would have to pay this income-based amount. But my thought is, how can I tackle it before this 20-year mark? I'm
more in the opinion. I go more along the lines of 20 months. So what is he making?
Right now, the base is 70, but many times he doubles that.
Okay, and you're going to be and you're making about 80 a year, give or take.
Oh no, not me.
You said 7 since you started, not 7 a month.
Since I started, exactly. Okay, exactly. Now
what do you think you're going to make in the coming 12 months if you were to estimate net profit
from my company?
Yeah,
I would say I could probably bring in over the next year if I really. I think I could be somewhere along the lines of 24 or 30,000.
Okay, so you guys are going to be bumping up next to close to $200,000 a year income, and you have a $275,000 student loan debt. You need to quit living like a doctor's wife. You guys need to live on beans and rice and beans, and get this dadgum mess cleaned up.
No, he what I'm saying is, per year, the base is 70 for
I got
him.
that, but I heard 150 income from him and 30 from you. Where I come from, that's called 180.
Oh no, but his bonuses they come monthly, but they don't always equate to for the last.
You told me he makes 70 and he would make about that much more again in bonuses in a given year. Is what you told me.
Yes.
Okay, that's what I'm going on. Okay? Now let's start acting like we're making all this stinking money and quit spending it, and let's get this dad blame mess cleaned up.
Mm-hmm. So my thing is, when I do a calculator for the student loan repayment, it says that it's going to take, like, with all of my extra income, with all of the extra bonuses.
Let me help you with this. You don't need a calculator, okay? It's
Okay.
You can divide 270,000 a couple times, can't you? If you divide it by 2, what is that? 135,000, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you're not going to be debt-free in 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
If we divide it by 4, that's about $70,000 a year. That's what you need to be doing.
Okay.
You don't need a calculator.
Yeah.
You need a lifestyle cut.
I'm just not even sure what we could do.
You don't think you can live on $60,000 or $70,000 a year?
That's pretty much what we're doing right now.
No, you're not.
I have been
No,
saving...
you're not. No, you're not. No, you're not. Unless you've been paying off $70,000 a year in debt, you're not.
We have a large emergency fund.
How much is in your large emergency fund?
It is $16,000.
Okay, that's not large enough to explain where all your money went. Okay.
Well, that's what I need help with.
Okay, what you need to do is sit down and let's look at the big numbers here.
Okay.
The big numbers are, we've got $140,000 coming in from him this coming year. This coming 12 months, starting today, ready, set, go. We got $30,000 coming in from you. That's $170,000. I want you to live on $100,000 minus your taxes, and that you can do. That means you throw $70,000 a year at these student loans, and you are done in 4 years.
Got it.
But that means you're not going on vacation, and you need to quit eating out every night. That's what it means. It means you're going to be on a scorched earth budget and get this dad blame mess cleaned up. I don't think you're going to do it, because of the way you're handling this conversation. I don't think you're sick of this. I think you think this student loan's okay, and it's okay if it stays around for 15 or 20 years. I don't think it's okay. I think it's a freaking disaster. And it's a dadgum crying shame that you guys are going to make all this money and you're going to give it all to student loan payments instead of get this thing out of your life and you go be wealthy, which is what you should do. But you're going to have to get a lot more disgusted about it than you are right now, or you're not going to move the needle on this at all. Hey, thanks for the call. We appreciate you joining us. Open phones at 888-825-5225. You jump in. We'll talk about your life and your money. Dave, Patty says on Twitter, I'm 45 years old, making $45,000 a year. How can I pay off $63,000 in debt? Well, if you pay $20,000 a year on it, that puts you at $25,000 a year to live on, and it takes you 3 years. Again, we're going to do just some basic calculations here. But what I'm probably going to do, Patty, if I'm in your shoes, is I'm picking up an extra job, and I'm going to sell so much stuff the kids think they're next. If $63,000 of that debt includes a $20,000 car, sell it. I'm going to get out of debt that way, too. Increase your income, sell stuff, and then scorched earth lifestyle till you get the mess cleaned up. This is the Dave Ramsey Show.
One of your favorite shows? Don't worry, we've got your radio DVR right here on KCAAradio.com. Log on and listen to any show you want, anytime you want, on KCAA 1050 AM. Tired of spending too much money on an ad and then trying to find your ad in the newspaper, buried among hundreds, even thousands of other ads? Isn't it time you got a great deal when you were trying to sell that car, that dining room set, that refrigerator, or offering your handyman services? Now you can in the Nickel Shopper. For as little as $7.50 per week, your ad can be seen by thousands of eyeballs in the high desert, and they're getting the Nickel Shopper for free. Call today to place your ad in the Nickel Shopper, 760-646-3654, or go to thenickelshopper.com for all the details, 760-646-3654. The Nickel Shopper. Now in the IE.
This is KCAA.
Freeway Auto Center is your road to home. Now open and ready to send you home in a much better car than you're driving now. Freeway Auto Center has a special phone number for KCAA listeners. Get ready, get a pen. Here's the number you need. Right now, in the 909 area code, call 269-8731. Got it? 269-8731. That's the number you need for Freeway Auto Center. Just call 909-269-8731 and ask for the road to home. You may need to unload a car that costs more to fix than you paid for it. Maybe you need a dependable car for your kids to go to college. Maybe it's just time. Freeway Auto Center on Waterman, north of the 10, has the selection you're looking for. Freeway Auto Center will get you there. Call 909-269-8731. That's 269-8731. That's your number for Freeway Auto Center.
Here's your Money Minute with Market Wrap host Mo Ansari.
If you follow the markets, you've probably been getting seasick lately. But what if I told you that market volatility can be a good thing? If you're a bargain hunter, this is your coupon. So keep your shopping list handy. If you're a long-term investor with plenty of time before retirement, the money going into your 401k each month will buy more shares when the markets are down. And if you have a good financial plan, you can relax while others worry, because that plan will carry you beyond today's headlines. Of course, you should always consider professional guidance before making any financial decisions. That's your Money Minute. I'm Mo Ansari.
For more tips on investing during market volatility and other investment topics, listen to Market Wrap weekdays at 5 p.m. on this station. For a free consultation with Mo Ansari, call 800-388-9700. That's 800-388-9700.
Compact Asset Management is a registered investment advisor. Funds custodian, Fidelity Institutional Wealth Services, member FINRA SIPC.
Did you know here at KCAA 1050 AM that we developed an app for all your Android devices? We're talking about your smartphone, your tablets, you name it. You have an Android format, you can take KCAA with you everywhere you go. We're talking about our audio stream, our video stream, and even our podcast. Go to KCAAexpress.com. That's KCAAexpress.com. KCAAexpress.com.
My mama told me when I was young, we're all born superstars. She rolled my hair, put my lipstick on, in a glass of purple dry. There's nothing wrong with
Joining us, America. We are glad you are here. Megan is with us in San Diego. Hi, Megan. How are you?
I'm well, Dave. How are you?
Better than I deserve. What's up?
Well, I can't believe I got through. My husband and I were introduced to you in about 2010, and to be honest, we kind of thought we were smarter than you, so we've just now gotten our act together and started over with baby steps.
Good.
We have $110,000 in debt, and we make about $112,000 a year take home. We have a 12-year-old, a 9-year-old, and a 3-year-old. And my husband and I kind of squabble back and forth about what's appropriate to share with them and how much. We got them junior, and they understand it and they like it, but we've gotten away from it, and we never stuck with the commission consistently. I don't want them to be where I am. And the walls are closing in, and I've panicked. But I want the kids to understand why mom's freaking out and why dad's freaking out and why we're changing things. How much is appropriate to share with? Like, how do we go about sharing it with them and getting them back on the same track with us?
We want to give them the wisdom, but not the fear.
Okay.
And wisdom comes from the scars of our stupid mistakes.
Okay.
And so, our house was in foreclosure, but we didn't sit down. It didn't get foreclosed, but it almost did. And but we didn't sit down with our kids and go, "We're getting ready to be homeless." We didn't do that. We didn't transfer the fear, right? But the scar from that did get transferred to where our kids will never be in debt.
Okay.
Because it became a major part of our family story. Ramseys do certain things and Ramseys don't do certain things. Ramseys are always going to be tithing. That is, okay, because a 12-year-old can grasp, okay, this credit card, we owe $20,000 on it, and the stupid interest rate's 20%. It's the things we talked about growing up to where it became self-identified with who they are as a person. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm. So
and that, it doesn't have to have fear with it to get the wisdom out of the pain.
Okay. I'm the nerd, so it's not giving them the numbers, but it's giving them the background information.
I would give numbers to the 12-year-old as an example, but not as a freak out.
Okay.
And that is, okay, because a 12-year-old can grasp, okay, this credit card, we owe $20,000 on it, and the stupid interest rate's 20%. That's $4,000 that we get nothing for. Mm-hmm. Nothing. And he's going to go, oh, man, that's stupid. Why would anybody do that?
So is the junior too juvenile? Should we be letting him watch our SPU?
Junior's a good place to start.
Okay.
It's a good place to start. Have you got the current junior?
No, we bought it several years ago, so we're still kicking around some piggy banks and stuff.
Let me send you a fresh junior, and then the better thing than that is the book Smart Money, Smart Kids.
Okay.
Which is the book that Rachel and I did that was a #1 New York Times bestseller that teaches you how to teach your kids how to handle money. And there's actually a class that goes with that too.
Oh, okay.
And so let me send you a copy of the book, and I'll send you a fresh junior kit. So you can start with them, talking to them about, there's 4 lessons we want them to learn at any age and at varying degrees of sophistication depending on their age. We want them to learn to work, because people who don't work are always hungry. They're always a victim. So they need to learn to work, and they need to learn to save, and they need to learn to spend wisely, and they need to learn to give.
Okay.
These are mandatory lessons to be a successful adult. And so and a lot of adults don't know those things, and so they're not as successful, right? So if you can instill those 4 basic premises, and obviously when you're dealing with a 4-year-old on those things, it's completely different than when you're dealing with a 14-year-old.
Right.
And that's what I mean by age appropriate. So the book Smart Money, Smart Kids covers that and walks you through as a mom and as a dad exactly what to do. It goes back over the commissions thing as well.
Okay.
And it goes, so it touches on those things, but and deals with that. But that ties back to the work piece. And then when you pay the commissions, it gives you teachable moments, so you can teach them about giving, and you can teach them about saving, and you can teach them age appropriately in each case about spending wisely. So we just walk through those things. So I'll send you both of those, and we'll get you started. And you call me back and tell me how it's going, okay?
Okay, thank you.
All right, you hold on. Open phones at 888-825-5225. Mark is with us in Baton Rouge. Hi, Mark. How are you?
Hello, Dave. Good.
Good.
I have a friend who offered me a business deal, and I want to get your take on it. He runs a small trucking company. He owns 2 trucks and 2 trailers, and the offer he made was he told me could buy a tractor. I'll buy a used tractor. He told me they run about $25,000.
Mm-hmm.
And the money would be split 3 ways. He would get a driver for the tractor. The driver would get 50%, which would cover his pay and fuel.
Mm-hmm.
The owner of the business would get 25%, which covers insurance and maintenance and whatnot, and his profit. And then 25% would be the tractor owner, which would be me.
Mm-hmm. Do you have $25,000?
What's that?
Do you have $25,000?
Not right now, but I'm going to pay cash for the truck, and probably by summer or sometime later next year, I'll buy it cash.
Okay, so if you buy it for cash, then the way to look at it is this: what is going to be, if you invested that in mutual funds and made 10% on $25,000, you'd make $2,500 a year. You follow me?
Yeah.
So what is this supposed to produce for you?
He makes about $4,000 a month
per truck.
Per truck.
That's your cut, or a fourth of that is your cut?
A fourth of that.
Okay, so you're gonna make $12,000 a year, which is a 50% rate of return on an ultra high risk deal. You continue to own the truck. Who's buying the insurance?
That would be the company owner.
Okay, then you're going to make you get proof of the insurance to stay current, and you're named on the insurance policy so that if the insurance premiums ever start to lapse, you get a notice.
Okay. And
you get all of this in writing as a joint venture agreement, and you have an attorney review it. And and it includes if the truck goes dormant and doesn't drive for 1 month, you get the right to pull your truck out and sell it.
Okay.
So if this goes bad and goes sideways, you're not stuck with a truck sitting on his lot for a year waiting on him to get his act together.
Right.
It kind of scares me, but the return sounds reasonable. It's an ultra-high-risk play, but the return is very high.
Right.
And so that part's good. You're paying cash. That's the only way I would consider it.
Yeah.
And, you know, the rest of it sounds like it makes okay, but make sure there's an exit. And let me tell you about, here's the thing to address, is all the, and anytime you do a joint venture agreement, this is not a true partnership, it's a joint venture. Because you're just, he's still got his business over there. You're not a partner in his business. Good. Don't want to be. Okay?
Okay.
But you get the insurance covered, and then anytime you're putting a deal like this together, you look at the D's, we call them. What happens in the event of default? He doesn't pay you. What happens in the event of divorce? He goes through a divorce and his wife doesn't want to, she ends up with the company. You want out. What happens in the event of disability? He or you become disabled. What happens in the event of disinterest? He's no longer interested in doing this, or you're no longer interested. Drug use. He starts doing cocaine. You know, all the D's are the ones that get you. Disability, death. What happens if he dies to this deal? You need to address all of those in the agreement. All the bad things that can happen, and a lot of them have a D in front of them.
Yeah.
Default, disinterest, divorce, disability, death, drug use. These are the things that come to mind. And so just what happens if some of those things are going on? And bottom line is you want out of the deal in every one of those cases.
Yeah.
And you just go sell the truck, and in the meantime, you make sure insurance is kept on it, because you don't want somebody driving a truck you own without insurance and they hurt somebody with it. You'll be sued into bankruptcy. So make sure you keep the insurance in place, and you have checks and balances to make sure it's kept in place. Interesting question. This is the Dave Ramsey Show.
This is KCAA.
California headline news. Near 90% containment now on the Deadly Valley and Butte fires in Northern California, though the increasing heat in the region has fire crews concerned heading into the weekend. In the Bay Area, first responders say the traffic is getting so bad it's hampering their ability to make it to emergency scenes.
Menlo Park Fire Chief Harold Chappell-Howman.
There's nowhere for the traffic to go, so it's gridlock.
He says it's now taking 15 minutes or longer for his crews to get to calls as they work to get around traffic. And firefighters say to make matters worse, apps we all use are sending drivers to side streets that emergency vehicles used to use to get around traffic.
Correspondent Alex Stone. A 25-foot dead whale washes ashore in Fremont in Coyote Hills Regional Park. A necropsy is being performed.
So we'll be looking for any signs of damage, any boat strike or anything else. If it's been emaciated, if shark victim, anything along those lines. We'll be looking at a variety of different things.
Barbara Halaska with the Marine Mammal Center. Geico weather, heat continuing. Jeff Scott, California News.
Call Quicken Loans now at 800-QUICKEN to see if you qualify for the government's Home Affordable Refinance Program, or HARP. And for 5 years in a row now, J.D. Power has ranked Quicken Loans highest in the nation in customer satisfaction. And for the second year in a row, they've also ranked us highest in mortgage servicing. Call 800-QUICKEN or visit QuickenLoans.com.
Visit jdpower.com for award information. Call for cost information and conditions. Equalizing lender. License in all 50 states. NMLSConsumerAccess.org. Number 3030.
Sunday on Fox, when the games are done, the beard is back. It's the return of Will Forte as the last man on Earth, and life is giving him a second chance to really screw things up. The Last Man on Earth returns Sunday on Fox.
If your computer is running slow, go to mycleanpc.com and get a free computer diagnosis. In minutes, you can activate MyCleanPC software to clean out the junk that may be slowing down your computer. Increase your computer speed today with mycleanpc.com. That's mycleanpc.com.
Come and fall into fun. Celebrate the beautiful colors of autumn with unique, timeless Treasures boutiques. From jewelry, clothing, and accessories to Halloween goodies, it's family fun for everyone, including story time and a crafts table for kids of all ages. Gourmet food sampling, Free parking and free admission are even more reasons to come to Lakewood, California, September 23rd to 26th. And mention Dr. Marissa for a free gift. For more information, go to www.timelesstreasuresboutiques.com. That's www.timelesstreasuresboutiques.com for fun, frolic, and artisan adventure.
Get balanced with Dr. Marissa Pay every Thursday night at 7 and Saturday morning at 11 on KCAA 1050 AM, the station that leaves no listener behind.
Are you thirsty for books that will fill your soul with wisdom, joy, and inspiration? Then take a refreshing and nourishing drink at Alice's Quiet Mind Bookstore, located in the heart of the Agape International Spiritual Center in Culver City, which incidentally was recently featured on The Today Show. From aromatic soy candles to best-selling authors like Dr. Michael Bernard Beckwith and a whole host of other visionaries, Alice's Quiet Mind Bookstore has everything to soothe your body, spirit, and soul. For more info and directions, visit agapelive.com today.
Walters Mercedes-Benz is excited to announce the 20th Annual Walters Children's Charity Classic Golf Tournament to be held on Monday, October 5th at the Victoria Country Club in Riverside. In the last 19 years, the Walters Children's Charity Classic has raised over $3.5 million for the benefit of Loma Linda University's Children's Hospital. Hurry, sponsorships and player slots are still available. For more information and to register, go to waltersccc.org or call Kathy Keenley at 951-688-3332.
If you're trying to prevent home foreclosure, you need a law firm with extensive experience representing clients in protecting their homes from foreclosure. The Goodman Law Firm is a nationwide team of mortgage mitigation attorneys that provides legal advice and expertise you can trust. Our nationwide network includes local of-counsel foreclosure attorneys to represent you during the mortgage mitigation process. The Goodman firm has represented homeowners across the nation in resolving their troubled mortgages. We have the experience and the knowledge you can count on to best represent your interests. The banks have attorneys fighting to protect their interests, and so should you. Call the Goodman Law Firm at 888-800-6030. Take control of your mortgage situation today. Contact us at 888-800-6030 or through our website at arnoldgoodmanlaw.com.
Do you like cars, racing, adventure and speed, motorsports of any kind? If it has speed, high performance, or burns octane, there's a brand new show for you. Do you have 1030 weight in your blood, or are you running on 104 performance octane? Then gear up for a brand new show on KCAA called Gotcha Racing. Tune in Saturdays at 4 p.m. with host Joe Britt for news, interviews, and all kinds of stuff you can use about racing and the automotive world. Whether it's learning how to put spark plugs in or spark up your supercharger, Joe's got the answer for you.
Ready, buddy? Ready. All right, Dan. Get it up.
Gotcha Racing. Find out how Joe built the Stallion GT1 exotic sports car, or hear the area's best experts on automotive questions. It's Gotcha Racing, right here, where we put you in the driver's seat and it doesn't stop till you cross the finish line. Saturdays at 4 p.m. right here on KCAA. It's Gotcha Racing.
Well, see you later. Come on, guys, let's go.
Welcome to the Dave Ramsey Show, teaching you to live on less than you make, a concept Congress can't grasp. Thank you for joining us, America. Harlan and Julie are with us in Houston, Texas. Hey, guys, how are you?
We're great, Dave. How are you?
Better than I deserve. What's up?
We're here to do our debt-free scream.
I love it. How much have you paid off?
We paid off about $90,000.
How long did that take you?
About 27 months.
Excellent. Making what kind of money?
We started about 110, and then we went up to 120.
All right. Very cool. What do you guys do for a living?
Harlan works down in oil research and development for plastics, and I'm an office manager.
Excellent. Very cool. Good for you guys. What kind of debt was the $90,000?
It was a set of furniture, a car, and a very substantial student loan.
Ah, okay. So what happened 27 months ago that got you started on this journey? Tell me your story.
We got started when we saw you live. Harlan started listening to the radio, and he really wanted to get out of. He saw the student loan, and the student loan was never going down, no matter what we paid on it. The principal never changed. And so we heard you were coming to Houston, and we saw you at a local event about right before we started, so about 28 months ago.
Yeah.
And then we took the class at the same church, and we got fired up. We actually won the Gazelle Award for the class.
So you went through Financial Peace University?
Yes, sir.
Well, excellent. Congratulations, you guys.
Yep. And now we're saving up to go through the legacy class.
Wow. Well, we're honored. Very nice. Very nice. How's it feel to be out of debt?
Amazing. Amazing. I was the one that had to go kicking and screaming, and so to be on the other end is pretty awesome. So you went kicking and screaming to the event? Yes.
And then were you ready to take the class, or did that still not do it?
No, honestly, it took reading the book. I had to read the book to actually get on board. And I came home and I told Harlan, I said, if we're going to do it, we're going to go all in. We're going to follow all the rules, cross all the T's and dot all the I's. And that's what we did. And every time we had a problem or a situation arise that involved money, we sat down and talked about it. And we said, well, what would Dave do? And we went back to the book and we followed the rules. And that's what got us through it.
Okay. So you don't do anything unless you do it all the way then?
Yes, sir. That is definitely us.
Very cool. Well, congratulations. All right, since you did this and you followed all the rules and you were all in, tell folks what the key to you and Harlan getting out of debt is. What are the 2 or 3 main things? Someone sitting out there right now has got $90,000 worth of debt. Tell them how you did it.
Honestly, it's talking to each other. I think it's so much about, we tell people that we were always on the same team, but we weren't ever playing the same game. And so Harlan was interested in growing his stocks, and I was interested in trying to save money and kind of keep up with the Joneses and things. But then once we got to where we were both playing the same game and trying to achieve the same goals, that's when it really started to click for us. And then sitting down once a month and talking about where the money was going is what really turned it on for us. And so to see that we could actually do this and physically do it together was really what turned everything around for us.
Well, very cool. Congratulations. That is neat. So it feels good now?
Oh, yes. Like a huge weight's been lifted. It's so great to be on the other side.
I bet.
Because there was a long time where we didn't know. There was many ups and downs, as you probably know. It's going through step 2, and we paused for a lot of things and different. Like we paused for dental work, we paused for a miscarriage, we paused for a baby. There was a lot of things we had to pause for and get through, and so that was hard for us. But when one was down, the other one was positive, and vice versa. And I think us talking it out and trying to stay positive forced us through it. And, a pause is only a small part of it. And it felt like during the pauses it was going to take forever, but then you get through the pause and you're like, oh, well, we just pick back up where we were. So, yeah, it was great. It's great now.
That's perfect. Oh, it's hard, though. It is hard.
Yes, it's
the only thing
hard.
about it is it's worth it, right?
Oh, yes. Definitely worth it. Worth every moment now.
Wow. Well, congratulations. All right. Harlan and Julie, Houston, Texas. $90,000 paid off in 27 months, making 110 to 120. Count it down. Let's hear a debt-free scream.
3, 2, 1.
We're debt-free!
Congratulations, you guys. Very, very, very well done. I love it. Well, it's cool that she mentions going through Financial Peace University because we are doing something we've never done with Financial Peace right now. We are running a special that we have never run before on this. It's pretty cool. Financial Peace University is a 9-week class. You go once a week for 9 weeks. Over 4 million people have been through it. The average person going through it, average family going through it, pays off $5,300 in debt and saves $2,700 during the first 90 days. That's an $8,000 change. Not only do we walk you through how to get on a budget and get out of debt, but be able to invest and become wealthy. And we talk about giving, and we talk about, communication in marriage and dealing with your kids and the whole thing. It's the class on money that everyone should take. It's being taught in about 10,000 locations this fall, and there are class slots available if you want to go. So you can sign up. And if you buy a Financial Peace University class membership, we right now, this is what we've never done before, we're going to give you a free copy of my latest book, The Legacy Journey, in ebook form. A free ebook of The Legacy Journey. So just go to DaveRamsey.com or call us at 888-22-PEACE, 888-227-3223. Casey is with us in Seattle. Hi, Casey. How are you?
Hey, I'm good. How are you, sir?
Better than I deserve. What's up?
Good. Hey, well, first, Kelly's not that scary, so she's very polite. I appreciate her helping me get to you.
Listen, don't ruin her reputation.
Very, very polite. Thanks.
Thank you.
We paid off $26,000 in the last 8 months, so appreciate your teaching.
Cool.
It helped us a ton.
Cool. Good for you. Way to go.
Yeah, thanks. I'm actually calling in regards to my mother and father-in-law. My mother-in-law is 70, and my father-in-law is 64. They probably worked under the table the last 30 to 40 years, so they, to this point, they have no savings, no pension. They don't have any net worth. They currently are on a 30-year mortgage. They got about, I think, 26 years left on that mortgage. The house is just barely has any equity in it. They're living month to month. I guess I got a couple questions for you. I'd really love to sit down with them and talk to them about this. If you were me, how do you approach them? But even more important, what wisdom can I give them as their son-in-law to try to help them as they get older? I imagine in the next couple of years they're probably going to start to think about not working, because they currently are working. But I really want to obviously treat them like they're my parents, but even better.
How long have you been married?
I've been married to my wife Tana for 9 years.
Okay, all right. So how's your relationship with these folks?
Good. Okay. Actually, really good.
Okay, good. Well, here's what it would say. Here's what it would sound like if I did this. Number one, I think we can all say out loud, this is an awkward conversation to have with your parents or your parents-in-law. Right?
Absolutely, yeah.
And so I think the first thing I would do is just say that.
Yeah.
Hey, Pop, this is an awkward conversation.
Yeah.
And just go ahead and put it on the table that this is uncomfortable. And because it's an awkward conversation, you need to know I really care about you guys. We really love you guys. And we would never want to disrespect you, or we would never want to do anything to hurt your feelings. We, however, have discovered some information that's changing our lives on the area of money, and we'd like to share that with you. Don't put yourself in the seat as an expert, because that's too condemning with someone that close to you. Let me sit in the expert seat, and you just sit in the friend seat. You're going to be their friend that's telling them about a good movie, a good book, and in this case, a good life-changing system. And I'll give you a Total Money Makeover book to give to them, and then just say, we read this book, it changed everything, and I want you to read it, Pop. And leave it at that. Don't make this a big teaching session.
Physical and financial. God can bless every part of your life. Seek the kingdom first and his righteousness, and everything else will be added unto you. Hi, I'm Reverend E.C. with New Life Open Doors Radio Live every Sunday 8 to 10 at KCAA 1050 AM.
Fight against all cancers in your community at the Believe Walk, presented by Stater Brothers Charities and Inland Women Fighting Cancer, Sunday, October 4th in Redlands. Text CARE to 80077, and a $10 donation will go directly to the Believe Walk to further the fight against cancer in your community. Donation terms, mgive.org/T. For more information, go to BelieveIE.com.
I wanted my family to eat. I had to make sure the money was coming in. I was a true entrepreneur. Nowadays, I know there's a better way. It's called FreshBooks, and I'm a big fan of what they do. FreshBooks is an online software and mobile app that allows you to track your time, capture expenses, and create professional invoices. It's easy and it works. Find out what over 5 million entrepreneurs and small business owners just like you have already discovered. You can try it free today at getfreshbooks.com. Just enter the Dave Ramsey Show under How Did You Hear About Us for your free 30-day trial. That's getfreshbooks.com. And remember, enter the Dave Ramsey Show to get started today.
This is KCAA.
What have I learned so far? I've learned that there is no one path right for everyone. I've learned that without my high school diploma, I can only do so much. My options were limited. I found a free personalized learning program with Learn for Life that has a flexible schedule so I could keep my job while earning my high school diploma. I found new career training opportunities that would jumpstart my future. What have I learned so far? I've learned that I can change my life.
Are you 14 to 19 years old and looking for a free high school diploma program with flexible meeting times? This program allows you to keep your job or important family responsibilities while earning your high school diploma. If you've fallen behind on credits or dropped out of school completely, get back on track with free tutoring, a caring faculty, and one-on-one attention. For more information on how to reach your graduation goal, visit learnforlife.org. That's LEARN4LIFE.org. Or enroll today by calling 877-360-LEARN. That's 877-360-LEARN.
Hey, this is Steve Sanchez, and do you know in 2007, I went off to the doctor for a basic checkup, and he informed me, Steve, you got plaque built up around your heart, and you're going to need stents. I informed him, with no offense, doc, I need a second opinion. I go off to a naturopathic doctor, and he introduces me to something called Zango. It's a juice made of the whole mangosteen fruit. You know, the mangosteen fruit has been used for centuries for healing. So, hey, what do I have to lose? I tried it. 3 months later, I go back to my cardiologist, no plaque, no stents, and I'm proud to say 7.5 years later, I'm stent-free. I want to turn you on to Zango because it's the only true 100% mangosteen fruit juice. It's patented. In fact, the Mayo Clinic is paying attention because they're doing an extensive study because they cannot ignore all the testimonials around the world. I want to give you a free sample of the Zango juice today. Simply call 888-309-5656. That's 888-309-5656 for your free mangosteen juice sample today from the company called Zango.
Employers, when hiring, it's important to look for character over knowledge and skill. Character is the key to business success. Find out why by tuning into Relationships 2.0 with Dr. Michelle Skeen and her guest, Bruce Weinstein, author of The Good Ones, 10 Crucial Qualities of High Character Employees. That's Relationships 2.0, Tuesday afternoon at 3 on KCAA 1050 AM.
Blinds.com. You'll be glad you did. Love these guys. I do a lot of business with them myself. Megan is in Nebraska. She says, what's your advice on what to do with child support when the kids are already taken care of without the help of child support? It doesn't matter. Child support goes into your income, assuming you're supporting your children. In other words, you have your salary, your husband's salary, whatever it is there, Megan, or income, and you have child support coming in, and maybe you have alimony coming in. I don't know, whatever you got coming in. All of your income goes at the top of the page. It's all in one lump sum. And then you take your income and you give every dollar a mission, every dollar a name. Child support does not morally or legally have to be set aside for the children, because I'm assuming, as we say that you're supporting the children. In your case, you're more than supporting the children without the child support. So there's no reason, and a lot of people make this mistake, and I think it's a math mistake as well as a philosophical mistake. You're buying electricity, you're buying shelter, you're buying transportation, you're buying clothing, you're saving for their college, you are supporting the children out of the money that comes into your household. So just put it in one pile, because it is actually going to the children. You're spending more on these kids than the child support. So there's no reason that the money has to be set aside just in the children's name, and if you use $2 of that to pay electric bill with or something, you've done something morally wrong, because, by the way, the children are using that electricity too. So I do not separate it, and I don't recommend you separate it. I would just put it in the lump sum of income that we are allocating each month with our everydollar.com budget. That's how we do it. Good question. Brandon is in Midland, Texas. Hi, Brandon. How are you?
Hey, Dave. I'm good. How are you?
Better than I deserve. What's up?
Well, I graduated college in May.
Congratulations.
And, thank you.
What's your degree in?
My degree is in agricultural and applied economics.
Good. Good for you.
And I have, in between then, I moved back to Midland and got a job making $17 an hour.
Mm-hmm.
I've got about $80,000 in student loans. I'm getting married next year sometime, and trying to figure out how I'm going to start my life with my fiance and knock out these student loans.
Okay.
I'm probably about to have to start renting a place at the first of the year, where my parents have given me a couple months to kind of get on my feet. I'm just trying to figure out how I'm going to get a place and do these student loans when they start happening.
Okay. All right. Do you have any other debt, like a car payment?
No.
Okay, that's good news. All right. So you're making about $35,000 a year. What is the trajectory on your income? How fast is that going to go up?
I would say a little bit every so often, just kind of, I plan to be maybe at $20 an hour by the end of next year is my plan. I'm hoping that can happen. It may be a little bit less, like 19 or so.
Okay. And what is all of that based on? What are you doing?
I work for an oil field company and we just kind of we're a service company, but I work about anywhere from 40 to 50 hours a week.
So it does not sound like this is your degree applied.
No, it's not.
Okay. All right. Do you have plans to do that?
I would like to in the future. Once I graduated, kind of didn't know where I wanted to go and what I wanted to do for a plan, so I just kind of moved back home and found something to do right now.
Okay. Well, I want you to start doing a written budget. The easiest way to do that is go to everydollar.com. It's free to do an online budgeting tool there. And here's your rules. Rule number 1 is every dollar has an assignment every month before the month begins. So you calculate what your take-home pay is going to be for the month in a given month in advance. So October. What are you going to make in October? Sit down, look at how many weeks you're working, how many checks you're going to get, about what your checks are. You kind of already know that, and you can lay that out pretty close, right? Not trying to do all the way through next year. I'm just trying to do October, just that month. And you spend that money on paper. Every dollar has a name. Now, when you're out of the house, it sounds like this. Your food is first. Your lights and water are second most important. Your rent is third most important. And gas in your car is fourth most important. And some basic, cheap clothes are last. Everything above that, we're going to start working through what we call the baby steps. And the first thing I want you to save up is $1,000 for a little beginner emergency fund. Then the second thing I want you to do is just begin to attack this debt. Now, let's do some basic math and pretend you don't get married for a minute, okay? Let's pretend your income continues to rise at the rate that you think it's going to, and or you pick up a job in your field and it rises even more, okay? And you paid off $20,000 a year. That means you're living on beans and rice. If you're paying off $20,000 a year into $80,000, my math says that's 4 years, you're done. Now, you might not do that the first year, but you'll probably make up ground in the other years, meaning you might pay $15 the first year and $20 the next year and $25 the next year. You follow me? Because as your income goes up. Now, that's not counting getting married. That's just you, is how I'm doing that math. But first thing you take care of is the basic necessities. Then you attack the student loans. Now, let's add to the marriage to it. Is she working?
Yes, sir.
What does she earn?
She earns about $16 an hour on a 40-hour work week.
And when will you get married?
Probably next September.
A year. Okay.
Yeah.
And how much debt does she have?
She has none.
Okay. So then you start talking about, after the marriage, adding your two incomes together, and you work the same formula. Food, shelter, clothing, transportation, and utilities, nothing else until that's done, and we throw everything we can at the debt, which means that you're probably out of debt in about 3 years.
Okay.
But you're not going to have much of a life during that time.
Yes, sir.
But you get the mess cleaned up, and then you got the rest of your life to live, and you can make better and cleaner choices without this stuff hanging over your head.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yes, sir, it does.
Okay. I also always recommend anyone getting married go through pre-marriage counseling, and I'm going to participate in that if you'll do it. I want you to, as you're engaged, to go through and keep separate accounts. Don't combine your accounts until you're married, but I want you to go through together as part of your marriage training our class, Financial Peace University. It's 9 weeks long, and I'm going to give it to you for free. Hold on, and I'll have Kelly sign y'all up. Open phones at 888-825-5225. Luke is on Twitter following me. About 680,000 of you hanging out with me at Dave Ramsey. Thank you for that. Is multi-level marketing a good way to build wealth? It's as good a way to build wealth for some people as working a job and working a career or starting your own business. Here's the thing. A very low percentage of people in multi-level become wealthy, but some do. And I don't know which one you are. The vast majority of people that start multi-level quit early, within 2 or 3 months, and they end up just spending money on their multi-level plan. They don't actually make money on it. A few more go a year or two and make a little bit of money, but is multi-level a guaranteed way to be rich? Absolutely not. And you can look at the percentages of people that join versus the percentages that become rich, and that's where you can get that statistic from, right? But is it a valid way to go out there? And if you do that, yeah, you need to understand that you're in the business of hiring, training, and recruiting salespeople full-time. It is your full-time job to hire, train, and recruit salespeople. Hire, train, and recruit salespeople. If you think you're in a different business, you got confused. This is the Dave Ramsey Show.
This Halloween, you can help kids and adults with disabilities in your community get services they need to live, learn, and work by visiting Baker's drive-thru restaurants. In October, buy a Safe Halloween booklet for just $1. You'll get over $400 worth of coupons for food and fun in the IE. 100% of your dollar goes to support Easter Seals' life-changing services. Learn more at easterseals.com/Southern Cal.
This is KCAA Loma Linda, the station that leaves no listener behind. CNBC News is next, a courtesy of buysellmakeoffer.com, where you can post a video about items you have for sale. Sign up now. It's free.
Financial.
I'm Chris Maurer, CNBC Business Radio. Stocks are off their highs of the day. The market's getting a boost from comments made by Fed Chair Janet Yellen last night. She said the economy looks strong enough to support an interest rate hike this year. Traders are also digesting House Speaker John Boehner's decision to resign.